Hi, I'm Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and hi, I'm Josh, vigilantly battling the diseases of addiction and mental health in recovery. So today's first reading is from the Daily Stoic. It is August 5th, although as well as many of you know, today is actually August 13th. I will be moving to a new location, some new digs. But I will make sure to get all caught up before I leave, and then this whole setup will be completely different. I mean, not completely different, but somewhat different going forward. So, the Daily Stoic, August 5th. Silence is strength. Silence is a lesson learned from the many sufferings of life. Seneca. Recall the last time you said a really boneheaded thing, something that came back to bite you. Why did you say it? Chances are you didn't need to, but you thought doing so would make you look smart or cool or part of the group. The more you say, Robert Greene has written, the more likely you are to say something foolish. To that we add, the more you say, the more likely you are to blow past opportunities, ignore feedback, and cause yourself suffering. The inexperienced and fearful talk to reassure themselves. The ability to listen, to deliberately keep out of a conversation and subsist without its validity is rare. Silence is a way to build strength and self-sufficiency. Yeah, I mean, that is a really succinct and spot on reading. My experience, I don't really get into, but my strength, I definitely can talk about that. It's something that my grandma always used to say was take the two pieces of cotton out of your ear and put them in your mouth. Just listen. You'll learn a lot more from listening, because I already know what I'm thinking, but I gain a lot more perspective from everyone else, whether it's sharing in the comments field or it's on Twitter with our tag Building Hope. Or it's comments on our Instagram feed or Facebook profile, whatever the case may be. I already know what I'm thinking. I'm curious about what you're thinking. Because your perspective is different than my perspective. And your perspective might give me some intuition into what I need to do to continue to keep myself sober and continue walking this path down the road of recovery. You know, staying in recovery and maintaining my sobriety. That's pretty much it. So that is, this will probably be one of the quickest videos that I've made, to be completely honest with you, because it's that straightforward. It's go to a meeting, sit down, be quiet, and listen. And the more you listen, the more you learn. And eventually, you know, you'll want to share, you'll be able to share. Now, your first meeting, when I used to have sponsees, I don't have any sponsees currently, but when I used to have 4 sponsees, I used to tell them, at your very first meeting that you go to, raise your hand, say your name, and say that you're looking for a temporary sponsor and that you'd like to get plugged into a network. And without question, I promise you, there will be some people that will come and, you know, talk to you. Like, for example, I'm the men's liaison, so anytime there's a newcomer or a new face that I see at my home group meeting, I'm immediately walking up to you at the end of this meeting. Like, yeah, I can say hi to everybody else in the meeting after the meeting, or I've already said hi to you in the meeting before the meeting, but I'm catching you, newcomer, before you leave, because I'm getting your number and I'm getting you plugged into other people. And that way you at least have a network of individuals you can text, even if it's not me, or people you can call, and a temporary sponsor that you might be able to potentially find. That's what happened to me years ago with my current sponsor. I don't think either one of us thought we were going to be good for each other, to be completely honest with you. We were at a clubhouse that really wasn't conducive to, I guess, our specific backgrounds. Like, both he and I have really done some things, I'll just put it that way. And I know he told me this, like, years later, he's like, I honestly thought you were just gonna be one of those people who, like, I was like, this isn't gonna work. But then he saw me, and then we had our first like one-on-one, and we just clicked and hit it off from there, and I haven't changed sponsors since. Like, he's one of my rocks and ports in the storm. So I can't say enough good things about him. You know, so I will talk to him again this morning. It's actually like, yeah, it's almost like 4 a.m. East Coast time. But that's because I'm on a weird schedule, so it's 14 hours ahead. It's 14 hours ahead in Shanghai, so it's like 4 p.m. there, and it's 1 a.m. in Palo Alto in California. So just the time zone differences and everything, we're trying to get squared away so that way we can have the prototype out and do the testing. That would be great. But it's been, you know, my strength is just shut up and listen. And I've taken too much time talking already, so that's my hope for you, is that you are able to maintain your sobriety and stay within the guardrails and continue your recovery and your walk down the path of recovery by just listening. Share when you need to share. Unburden yourself when you need to unburden yourself. I'm not saying never talk. I'm just saying that, like, for me, what I needed to do was I needed to listen a lot at first. I needed to hit a lot of meetings, and I needed to listen a lot. And then eventually I got to the point where, you know, people would tell me, you should share some of the stuff from your experience, because it's gonna surprise and shock people. And it definitely did. Like 5 years ago, I said some stuff, and immediately people came up to me after the meeting because I was the speaker, and they were like, I've never met someone that I thought was like me, or I've never met someone with as crazy stories as you. I literally spent 2 minutes on my log. That was it. I don't like going through my log because we've all earned these seats. And then I spent probably 10 minutes on what AA and NA has given me, which is why I also give it away, because it's the only way for me to keep it. And then I spend like the last 3 minutes on hope, what I hope for everybody in the room, what I hope for you right now. You know, and that's why I think listening to others, listening to their advice, even if you don't agree with it, because there are a lot of times where my sponsor and grand sponsor and I bumped heads, where they were like, you know, we don't think this is a good idea, but we know you're gonna do what you wanna do anyway. Let's see how this turns out. Now, in most cases, it was fine. But there were some hairy situations where I easily could have turned left. I was really veering that way, but then I picked up that 10,000 pound phone and made the calls that I needed to make sure everything was okay. Anyway, with that, I hope that you subscribe to our channel, like our videos, but most importantly, share in the comments section, because I will be there to listen. I will not be talking at you. I will be able to read your comments, see what resonates with me, and what I can incorporate into my program. If you're a newcomer, ask questions, unburden yourself. If you need to, you can direct message me on various platforms, and, you know, tell me stuff that you may not feel comfortable writing on a public forum. That's totally fine. You do not need to be like me and just tell everybody, like, kind of with a, like, I don't go out and like just be like, yeah, I'm an addict. I just told my family and closest friends, I was like, listen, this is a situation and it's relatively out of control, but I'm gonna keep doing it anyway, because I figured out a plan. Yeah, I am not that pickle that turned itself back into a cucumber. I'm still definitely a pickle. Yeah, so with that, I hope for you that you stay safe, stay strong, and stay sober. I am Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and I am Josh, still in recovery and battling the diseases of addiction and mental health.